What's up, guys? Chris here from Earnings Winner, and I wanted to do a short video here talking about the overall markets and the S&P 500. What you're looking at here, this is TradingView, and I have this blue line here, which is the daily chart for the S&P 500. If you don't know how to read a line chart, each one of these plots, you start from the left to the right, each plot indicates the closing price of each day. So, and this pinkish red line here is a 20-day moving average, and if you've been following us on Instagram, we've been talking about the price movement of the S&P 500 as it relates to this 20-day moving average. And if we analyze the price action, this is the COVID-19 pandemic meltdown here, where it went underneath that 20-day moving average, held below that for quite some time, and then right in here, when it crossed back above that moving average, that looked like a good indicator to buy, because it stayed up above that mark, and it ran from the 250s all the way up to the 285s before it kind of dipped below and reclaimed it once again and made another nice run before kind of pulling back. So if we look at how this blue line reacts when it's close to this red line, we can get an idea of when to enter on these pullbacks, because market doesn't go up all the time, contrary to popular belief. It does go down from time to time, as we can see in this chart. So let's take a look at each time it pulled back to this line and when it crossed back over. So here you've got a bullish crossover, which means it crossed over to the upside. Didn't really take off, kind of pulled back a little bit below that line, but then the second attempt was the one that worked, and it ran from the low 300s all the way up to the 350s before pulling back below that line again. And here we have another crossover here where it had this nice little run before pulling back, and then we had another crossover here, and that really started this multi-month run here through January. Had a little pullback here and crossover with a bounce, another pullback and crossover, and so on and so on. So what you can see if we zoom into the recent price action, like all of these dips, you never know how far it's going to go down. So I like to wait until it gets above this moving average to buy. You can see this dip here, it bounced back up to the moving average. It did cross over a little bit, but it couldn't really hold. It pulled back and then continued to move higher. Same thing here, pulled back below the line, came back and reclaimed above it, and we had this nice run. Same thing here in July, same thing here in August. And it looks like the same thing here in October. We crossed below this line in early September, around this time last month, and we've just been kind of chopping and just kind of going down in this dip here, and I've just been watching and waiting to see if this would get back above this moving average, and today it has. So now I'm going to be watching really closely here over, today's Thursday, so I'm going to be watching this tomorrow and into next week, and if it holds above this moving average, I'd like to get an entry here in the low 440s, because I think we can just continue on in this uptrend. If we look at a weekly chart, you can see that it's dipped down to this line and bounced, and we're in an overall bullish uptrend over the long term. So I think this is a good signal that there's more upside. Of course, we never know for sure, so I just want to wait and be sure that this is going to continue moving up, instead of just kind of moving up here and then pulling back. So I want some confirmation. I'm willing to leave a little bit on the table here, instead of trying to guess the bottom here and guess the bottom here, just to get chopped around. It's not good. So let's see how it acts here, but this is really bullish in my mind, and let's start thinking about an entry.